Once, when I was little, I hit my brother in the face. I was angry because he peed on my toys. Maybe I did something to provoke this. I don't remember. Anyway, we both got time out, which was sort of weird because time out wasn't very effective. Finding ways to pass the time became a game to play. Except the time I hit him in the face. We had time out in separate rooms. I felt guilty for some reason. Probably because we were separated. But I had done worse things before. Like when I made him climb on the counter to get the knife so I could stab the dirt pile. Or when I pretended to drown his mommy bear in the kitchen sink. The beloved leader of his animal brigade. And of course there was the time I drew an eye patch on his face with a magic marker. Because I wanted to wear the real one. All of this love resulted in a trip to time out. Together. Because I was such a good liar. Which was a hard thing for my little brother to deal with. In fact, it got to a point where everyone thought he was the liar. Sometimes he would act offended and throw tantrums. At the end, he would tucker himself out and fall asleep. Everyone loved these moments. I didn't. Trying to get one another in more trouble was easily our favorite game to play. My trick was always to try and get him to talk. I had some good ones. My brother's play was to hold out in anger. One time, his face got so red and he tried to punch me. I laughed at him. More minutes. That time alone, I guess I thought about him. I was jealous that he got put in a different room than I did, with more things to pass the time. All I had was the stringy chair, and no one to trade my wares for candy. One time he only had some cough drops. I still cut him a deal. He got them from Mr. Perochi, our neighbor. He was Dutch and tone deaf. We made humming noises to confuse him. Another time, we were playing ball and some older kids wanted to play. They gave him a high five at the end. And when we got lost, he always found the way back. First. He won a contest. First. He would get his food cut. First. I guess I hit him pretty hard. That one time. The other day, someone said they hated me when I was a kid. I lied all the time. I stole things. I lied about stealing things. I was aggressive. I was hypersensitive. I was hyperactive. I was a jerk. Everyone liked him. Most of the time, he wouldn't even do anything and people liked him. I remember just standing there, and I could see everyone choose, in their minds, who they liked more. Whatever, like I knew that when I was 7. Still, I always felt something. Once, I hit my brother in the face for peeing on my toys, and they put us in separate rooms for time out. When the timer went off, I got out of the chair to watch some TV. After a while, I realized I was still alone. The house was quiet. I went up to our room. He was asleep, still in his chair, holding something on his face. There were a bunch of rags on the floor and a bowl of ice cubes melting on the windowsill. He looked like a monster. They all waited for me to say something. But when I opened my mouth, nothing came out. Instead, a large, bulging swell filled in my chest and got stuck in my throat. It stayed there for years, until one day, I called him on the telephone.
Hello? Hey. Hey. I'm sorry I hit you in the face. That's okay. I peed on your toys.